Hi guys, in this episode of RTK, I'm really excited to be reacting to my favorite boy group, that being boy group period, not just a K-pop boy group, that group being Big Time Rush. And their two new songs, Dale Paya and Can't Get Enough. If you didn't know already and you're just getting into my channel for the first time, I am a huge fan of Big Time Rush. I've been a rusher ever since I watched the show back in like 2009, 10 or whatever it was. And I've never stopped being a rusher. I love Big Time Rush and their music. I love the show. And talking about the show, I actually plan on reacting to it on the channel at some point in the future. So if you want that to happen sooner rather than later, definitely like this video, definitely comment that stuff down below, maybe even go and support me on Patreon or Ko-fi, because all those things will make me more likely to react to it soon. Because otherwise you're probably going to have to wait a year until I get to it, because there's a lot of other shows that I want to cover. But the point is, I'm a huge fan of Big Time Rush. And I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I don't really expect that I'm going to like Dale Paya much. Not really for anything too crazy, I just feel like I'm not really going to be a big fan of the Latino vibe that it's going to have, because from what I know, it's like a collaboration with like a Latino artist. I'm not really too well versed with it, I just have heard that and read that, so I'm expecting that it's going to have a lot of the Latino sound, and I'm not really a big fan of it. The reason being because a lot of music in my country has a lot of heavy influences from Latino music. And if you didn't know, which is probably very likely, I really don't like my country's music. At all. Like, almost at all. The only music from my country that I listen to nowadays is just like 4 or 5 songs that were released with a really cool, edgy teen TV series called Revolution Z. It's honestly a really cool presentation of exactly how life in my country's schools are. If you can find it online with like subtitles, it's a good watch. But yeah, so a lot of music in my country has a lot of those influences, and I just don't like that. So I feel like I'm not gonna like this one much. But there's still a possibility that I will. That's why we're doing these reactions. For Can't Get Enough, I'm expecting that I'm honestly gonna like it. I feel like they've been hitting more and more with every single one of their release. Really, because at first I didn't like Call It Like I See It, and I still am not too sold on it, but it's fine. I like it. I enjoy it occasionally. There's Not Giving You Up, which I really like. There's Fall, which is a little bit more of a bop, but I still enjoy it quite a lot. Then there's Honey, which is really fun of a song. And I feel like Can't Get Enough is probably going to be a song that I'm not going to be able to get enough of, you know? But yeah, again, before we get into the reaction though, I do want to remind you that I would really appreciate it if you guys could help me out with my transition by donating to my Patreon and Ko-fi account, because for those of you who didn't know, I am trans. You also can just simply like the video and stick with that, but it's appreciated if you do go out of your way to support me. And like I said, supporting me by liking this video, commenting, or supporting me on Patreon and Ko-fi will make me more likely to react to the show sooner rather than later, if you guys want to see that. Anyway, enough chit chat, let's just get into the reaction to Dale Paya by Big Time Rush and Maffio in 3, 2, 1. I'm not gonna lie though, Latino music is very addictive.
Tell me what you're thinking and I'll give you it all. Dime lo que quieras y te doy el mundo.
singing in Spanish. That's cool. I did not expect that.
There's something in the air tonight, I can feel us. The moon is right in between us. Yeah, there's something in the air tonight, I can feel us. The moon is right in between us.
Wow, really profound lyrics there, Logan. The big time rush parts I definitely like. Honestly, that Dale pa ya, arepa ga part is the worst part of the song for me. I'm sorry. I wouldn't mind hearing more of Carlos singing in Spanish though. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think I'm gonna listen to this one a decent amount. Again, the reason why I'm listening to it, and will be listening to it, is because it's Big Time Rush. Man, Kendo is such a good looking man. I always liked him the most. Nowadays I realize that might have been a crush or something. I don't know. I'm kind of getting confused with my attraction recently after talking to a gender therapist. I made a whole video about it because again I am trans and I talked about him with him about that, and I've kind of like opened my mind to certain things since then. But yeah, I'm getting a little bit sidetracked. Let's get back to what you're here for, that being the song. It's fun, I like it, but I'm not in love with it. I definitely am surprised how much I actually like it, because the parts with Big Time Rush only are fine. Like, they're genuinely enjoyable. I wouldn't have minded a song that was just them with this vibe. I think they would have done it really well. I feel like the collaboration is kind of unnecessary and ultimately superficial anyway. And like I said, the part that he actually participates in is the worst part of the song for me because I just don't like his voice. I'm sorry. I feel like it would have worked better if it was without him. But we still have to go through it a second time, so we'll see. But yeah, I really like it. I keep forgetting why I love Big Time Rush music so much. It's their voices being so good. Like, it's kind of like, I guess, every time I listen to a Big Time Rush song, I just get brought back to my childhood, to when I watched the show and enjoyed the songs and everything. Back then I didn't have internet, mind you, so I couldn't get the songs in any way, shape or form. So I had to listen to them only when they were airing on TV or when I recorded them with my phone. Because yeah, that was a thing that I used to do at one point in my life. I'm sure some of you guys did too. But yeah, that's what happens when in the early 2010s you don't have internet. But yeah, it just brings me back and it's just so good. Like, I love their voices. They're so good. And I love how they haven't really changed. Their voices haven't really changed in all this time. They're still the same. I love that. That's the one thing that I think they've done good. And I feel like also, if you remember in my reaction to Call It Like I See It, I criticized that there was a lot of autotune in that song. And honestly, I haven't felt the need to complain about autotune in any other release. Like, I haven't felt it. Like, in Call It Like I See It, there was also kind of the fresh scar that I had from BTS, the K-pop group, because I used to be a huge fan of them, but ever since they blew up in the West, um, their music just changed completely. Before, they used to be very, like, rough and kind of edgy and emo, and I really liked that about them. But once they blew up in the West, they went in the very like stereotypical direction where they ended up sounding exactly what like people think K-pop sounds like, when K-pop is far more than just the cutesy cookie cutter crap. So I was still fresh from that disappointment. So anything with autotune in it, because that was one of the biggest issue that I had with their music in the previous years, was present in Big Time Rush's comeback for the first time in like 7 years, and it just pissed me off. But we haven't had that issue for any other release since, so I guess other people probably criticized it as well. Because the worst thing about the autotune for me is that I don't necessarily mind autotune per se. I hate autotune which makes the singers' voices indistinguishable. Again, that was an issue with BTS's music in recent years, and still is, but they don't really release as a group at the moment. And I had that exact issue with Call It Like I See It. Like, I genuinely couldn't tell the voices apart at first. Now I've listened to it so much that I can, and I've obviously been reminded of their voices as quite a lot, because I've definitely been listening to Big Time Rush more since they came back. But yeah, it was very hard to tell their voices apart, and it really bothered me, but I'm glad that they kind of dropped that. Still, I kind of got a little bit sidetracked. Let's just get into the song once again and see if anything's gonna feel different after the second listen. So without further ado, let's get into it in 3, 2, 1. I just hate the chorus, man. I wish they went with something else.
Dale pa' allá, ahora pa' acá. Dale pa' allá, ahora pa' acá. Tra, tra, tra. Ahora baila, 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 baila. Dale pa' allá, ahora pa' acá. Dale pa' allá, ahora pa' acá. Tra, tra, tra. Ahora baila, 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 baila. Tell me what you're thinking and I'll give you it up. Dime lo que quieras y te doy el mundo. Luces violetas, really wanna vibe with you.
Also, infusing Spanish with English like this really reminds me of K-pop, because that's what K-pop does. Combines Korean with English, you know? I wish more I wish more music around the world was kind of like interchangeable like that between more than one language, because it's so fun.
Dale pa' allá, ahora pa' acá. Dale pa' allá, ahora pa' acá. Tra, tra, tra. Ahora baila, 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 baila. Dale pa' allá, ahora pa' acá. Dale pa' allá, ahora pa' acá. Tra, tra, tra. Ahora baila, 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 baila.
Also, I really wish the lyrics weren't as repetitive as they are.
Yeah, there's something in the air tonight. Air tonight. Air tonight. Air tonight. Baila, baila,
Man, how has Kendo gotten even better looking than when he was younger? Like, what the hell? Not that any of the other guys are like bad looking or anything. They all are really good looking, but Kendo, man, holy hell.
Ora baila, 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 baila.
Okay, so nothing really changed much about my opinion on this song. I guess it honestly kind of got a little worse because I realized how repetitive the lyrics are, even in the parts which are not annoying, like the Dale Pa Ya part. It's really just kind of the same 5 sentences repeated throughout most of the song, and it's annoying because I know they can do better than that. Yeah, I don't know. It does feel a little bit like a filler song, not gonna lie, but it's fine. I'm not gonna complain about another Big Timer song, you know? I don't think it's fair for me to complain. Like, we got no new songs for 7 years. I'll take anything. But yeah, still, in terms of a rating for this one, I think I'm gonna give it... Let's give it a solid 8.3 out of 10. I don't know. I recognize that my issue with some of these songs' aspects are purely because of my personal preferences, so if I had to rate it more personally, it would be more of a 7.7 out of 10, but again, I recognize that it's just me who dislikes those parts. It's not objectively bad in that regard. And in fact, I would say it's actually a really catchy, fun summer song. I don't know if it necessarily stands out from the bunch, but if you're a big time Rush fan, especially from Latin America, I think you're gonna like this. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. But now, I am really excited to get into Can't Get Enough, and hopefully it's gonna be a song that I'm not gonna be able to get enough of. So without further ado, let's get into Can't Get Enough in 3, 2, 1.
I can't get enough of this feeling. I can't get enough. Give me more. Got me seeing stars on the ceiling. Wanna fall in love on the floor. The way you look at me, like we got history.
I mean, we do. I've watched you guys for 10 years. Okay, this one has a real K-pop vibe. Oh yeah, this one really reminds me of K-pop songs, not gonna lie. I kinda dig it though. The thing is though, I half expect them to dance like K-pop idols in the chorus. I just cannot get over how good looking he is. Honestly, this is probably my favorite music video of theirs since their comeback. He's so manly, but he has such a angelic voice. I love that.
I can't get enough. 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 I can't get enough.
Okay, this is a really fun music video. I really like it.
I can't get enough. I can't get enough.
That one was really fun. I definitely want to watch it again already. Okay, so let's see. The song didn't quite go in the direction that I was expecting it to. I mean, that's kind of a common occurrence, honestly, with my reactions to songs in general. I always expect when a song is good that it means that it's going to be very bombastic and over the top and energetic and hard-hitting. And I expected that for this one. I kind of expected, I guess, a similar case to what we got with Honey. That kind of energy. Although obviously a little bit different still. But we didn't quite get that. It's not that dissimilar, but it isn't also quite that. I didn't really feel like I was blown away and energized as much as I was for Honey. Because that one really blew me away with how energetic it was. It brought me back to like the good old days, you know? Whereas this one, it's kind of somewhere in between Fall and Honey. That's kind of where it falls for me because, like I said, Fall is kind of a bop, Honey is a banger, and this one is kind of in between somewhere. It's kind of almost like how I feel about Not Giving You Up. But even then, it's still not quite there. I don't know. I definitely like it. I probably need more than a couple listens for me to really grasp my head around it. Because I feel like right now I'm kind of biased against the song a little bit because I wasn't completely captured by it on the first listen already. And I feel like it's gonna take like maybe a week of listening to it to really solidify in terms of how I feel about it. But right now, I like it. I think it's very catchy. I really like the energy of the music video and the vibe is really cool. Like I said, it reminds me a lot of a K-pop song. I feel like the structure and the flow and kind of the sound and melody was very reminiscent of a K-pop song. I literally could visualize a K-pop group doing this exact sound. And that is not a bad thing, honestly. I feel like in this day and age, they're obviously going to get some influences with from K-pop because right now that is big in people my age who might have been a fan of Big Time Rush. Big Time Rush might have been what introduced them to the concept of boy bands and stuff. So I feel like it makes sense for them to take inspiration from them. Even if that's not what they did, that's what, from my point of view, it seems like they might have done. And I think it's good. I think it made for a good song. I think it made for a good vibe. And for, again, probably their best music video. Because outside of this one, like, what music videos have they released? We just saw Dale Paya, which was fine, but it's a little bit too generic and low budget for me to like it. For Honey, it was just footage from their concert, which honestly works fine for that song. I think it fit the energy. For Fall, I don't even remember what it was. It was like half of it was like just like behind the scenes stuff. So I can't even count it as a music video. And then there was Not Giving You Up, which was like a proper music video. And that one is fine. Like, I like it for what it is. It's a music video and I like it. But I feel like this one is just fun and playful and it fits the song and I like the energy and it reminds me of the kind of psychedelic visuals that you get in K-pop music videos. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, we still have to listen to the song a second time. Hopefully it's gonna clear my head a little bit after the second listen. So without further ado, let's get into it in 3, 2, 1.
I can't get enough of this feeling. I can't get enough. Give me more. Got me seeing stars on the ceiling. Wanna fall in love on the floor.
The way you look at me, like we got history. When your love was mine in another time, I feel the gravity pulling you close to me. I won't let you slip away.
I see the future in your eyes. I know you see the same in mine. I want this forever, your hearts beating together, and I feel so alive. I can't get enough of this feeling. I can't get enough. Give me more. Got me seeing stars on the ceiling. Wanna fall in love on the floor. I can't get enough.
Yeah, that chorus is so K-pop, I love it.
I can't get enough. I can't get enough. I can't get enough.
Ooh, you got me confessing, you had me at first impression. I'm all about you, all about you.
I love how K-pop like this song is, man. I think that's the thing that I love about it.
I gotta have you, I gotta have you.
I see the future in your eyes. I know you see the same in mine. I want this forever, your hearts beating together, and I feel so.
God, he looks so good.
I can't get enough of this feeling. I can't get enough. Give me more. Got me seeing stars on the ceiling. Wanna fall in love on the floor. I can't get enough. 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 I swear it's like the stars align, pointing straight to you. I can't deny you take me higher. All I want is you. I can't get enough. 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 I can't get enough.
Man, there's so many really funny shots in this music video. I love it.
I can't get enough.
I love the shots where they're just kind of like screwing around. It's so fun. Like, I feel like, again, that's so reminiscent of K-pop. I love it. And it just kind of shows their personality a little bit more and makes it a little bit more charming. It's a really cool one, honestly. I really, really like it. Again, I don't think it's honestly quite a 10 out of 10. I don't really feel mind blown, which is usually what I like giving that rating to, that kind of songs. But it's honestly pretty solid. Like, it's fun song, it's cute, it's charming, it's a fun music video, and I like it. Like, there's not much to say about it. I like it. I like it. And in terms of a rating, I think I'm gonna go with a solid 9 out of 10. I think it's a good song. You know what? Actually, no. I'm gonna go with a 9.2 out of 10. I think it's that good. Because for me, I love K-pop, so I'm gonna love this song. And I love Big Time Rush, so I'm gonna love this song. I don't think it's quite going to be as replayed by me as Honey or Not Giving You Up, because it just doesn't feel like it punches as hard as those songs. It feels more of like the bop territory of Fall, but I still like it a lot. I still think it's like a really fun song, and I really, really enjoyed it. But yeah, I am curious though, what do you guys think about these two songs? So comment those down below, let's have a discussion about this. And also, before we end this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently 3 patrons on Patreon: Omar Bridgman, Deadpool, and Corby Dead. Thank you guys for your support, I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me. You have decided to support me, have continued to support me such a long time. Hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, check out the links in the description to my Wattpad, where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Coffee account, where you can pledge your support and help get the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think it's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!